Breaking. DSS operatives harass Inec commissioner in Anambra for refusing to favor Buhari'S APC party. Welcome to the news, and thank you for tuning to listen. Now the news in detail. Sahara reporters learned that the DSS operatives also picked up the Inec data entry workers over what they called a petition against the commission. Operatives of the Department of State Services DSS have harassed the Resident Electoral Commission of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Inec, in Anambra State, Dr. Nwachukwu Orji, head of a state governorship election on November 6th. Wow! Now this is seeming very new. Harassing an Inec commissioner over what exactly? This is going to raise a lot of smoke. This only happens where an election was never intended to be free and fair. This is what happens when they already planned on ground to neutralize the efforts of the electorate, to make all their efforts coming out to vote go to waste. That is when you hear such news comes up even before the election. Now this is really, really huge. It is already raising a lot of smoke. It is raising a lot of smoke. Okay, back to the news. Sahara reporters learned that the DSS operative also picked up the INEC data entry workers over what they called a petition against commission. Sahara reporters gathered that the petition followed the refusal of the INEC rec to recruit all the supervisory polling officers for the election from Imo and Ebonyi states. INEC said it further rejected all 72 supervisory polling officers because it had not used its staff members for such roles since 2010. Sahara reporters was told that the governor of Imo, Hope Uzodinma, and his Ebonyi state counterpart, Dave Umahi, mobilized the officers to take up the roles. A top source said the DSS said the petition came from the refusal of INEC rec to accept 72 supervisory polling officers. They harassed the rec and picked up the data entry staff. INEC rejected the supervisors because they have not used their staff members for such roles since 2010. They wanted the rec to recruit all the supervisory polling officers for the elections from Ebonyi and Imo, but INEC rejected the 72. But the Imo and Ebonyi governors mobilized them to take up these roles. Also, an attempt to bring ADHOC staff members from Rivers State is an issue. Hence, the attempt to change the recruited staff members. Anambra has over 5,274 polling units, and it is becoming hard for the All Progressive Congress APC to rig. INEC chairman is meeting with the DSS Director General as we speak over the issue. INEC had earlier on Thursday stated that the level of preparation ahead of the November 6th governorship election in Anambra State was commendable. This was disclosed by INEC Commissioner for Information and Voter Education, Festus Okoye, who stressed that only 2 out of 14 activities on the election timetable had yet to be implemented. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, held its regular weekly meeting today, Thursday, 21st October 2021, and deliberated on the Anambra State governorship election, holding on Saturday, 6 November 2021. A statement by INEC read. So far, the Commission has successfully implemented 12 out of 14 activities in the timetable and schedule of activities. The Commission has today published the notice of poll at a state and all local government offices in Anambra State. By Section 46 of Electoral Act 2010, as amended, the Commission shall not later than 14 days before the day of election cause to be published a notice specifying the date and hours fixed for the poll, the persons entitled to vote, and the location of the polling units. In the same vein, today is the last day for the submission of names of polling agents by political parties. By Section 45 of the Electoral Act, each political party may notice in writing, addressed to the electoral officer of the local government, appoint a polling agent for each polling unit and collation center. INEC said, the notice shall set out the name and address of the polling agent, accompanied by 2 passport photographs of each polling agent and sample signature of the agent at least 14 days before the date fixed for the election. Political parties are strongly advised to adhere strictly to the law and the guidelines for the deployment of polling agents. Only duly accredited polling agents will be allowed to operate at the polling units and collation centers. The Commission is satisfied with the current level of preparations. Virtually all non-sensitive materials have been delivered in readiness for the election. The training of ADHOC staff is also going on as scheduled. Okay. Okay, let us just wait and see and hope that there is no foul play. I say this because the election in Nigeria has never been free and fair. People come out, the electorates come out of their safe zone, their homes, queue up under the sun, make themselves very uncomfortable in order to carry out their civil responsibility or civil right. And at the end of the day, they stay there from dusk to dawn, only for hoodlums and rascals to appear at almost at the end of the day, snatching ballot boxes, emptying its content into the gutters and canal, sometimes disappearing with these ballot boxes, and in the front, before their very eyes, all their efforts are being laid to waste. This is not encouraging to most of the electorates. I cannot go out and cast my vote and make sure I cast my vote. I do not cast for somebody else. Because during the election, if you go to election polling centers, you're going to see people telling the other, oh, vote for this one. No, I cast my own vote. Who I feel is competent enough. And yet, I stand and make sure that nothing happens to my vote, that it's been dropped in the ballot box and it's counted. Only for the end of the day. What happens? There is foul play. So this Anambra election now is already seeming, is already raising a lot of dust with what we just heard now. That is like plans have been made for it not to be unfair. It is going to be better that Inec and the political parties involved allow the people make their choice. It is not going to be called election if these political parties are the ones that still went ahead to do this foul play, and at the end of the day, the result comes out in their favor. It won't do anybody any good. I keep saying it. Until we have somebody who is not looking at ruling as a do-or-die affair. If you are a politician and to you it is a do-or-die affair that you must rule, then that is a problem. In fact, that person is not ready to rule. You only must have in your possession the zeal to make this country better. And that is it. It should not be a do-or-die affair. On this note, we have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of your day.